Hello brothers and welcome to Sigma Old Man channel. Respect isn't given, it's demanded by the way you carry yourself. The harsh reality, disrespect is everywhere. And if you don't handle it like a pro, it's like giving someone free rent in your head. Research shows that people are 60% more likely to push boundaries when they sense you won't push back. Human nature at its messiest. But here's where the Sigma male flips the script. He doesn't just handle disrespect, he owns it, using every slight as a power play to turn the tables. So how does he do it? Through strategies so calculated they make chess masters look sloppy. No shouting matches, no petty comebacks, just pure ice-cold brilliance. Stick around, because by the time we're done, you'll not only know how to handle disrespect, but make people regret ever trying. And trust me, it's not about being nice. After all, who respects a doormat? Number one, turning disrespect into free intelligence. Disrespect is often a mask hiding someone's insecurities, frustrations, or hidden agendas. A Sigma male doesn't take the bait because he knows that every insult, every sly remark, and every subtle jab is more about the person dishing it out than him. Instead of reacting emotionally, he uses disrespect as an opportunity to gather information about their mindset, their weaknesses, and their motives. It's like playing psychological chess. While they're busy trying to provoke him, he's silently studying their every move. When someone insults a Sigma male, he doesn't feel the need to defend himself because he understands the deeper game at play. Their disrespect tells him exactly what they fear, envy, or wish they could be. If someone mocks his work ethic, it's probably because they can't match it. If they make a dig at his confidence, it's likely because they're intimidated by it. He lets them reveal their cards while he keeps his close to his chest. And here's the kicker, when he's done analyzing them, they've unknowingly given him all the leverage he needs. By staying composed and observant, he not only avoids falling into their traps, but also flips the dynamic entirely. Now he holds the upper hand and they're left flustered, wondering why their insults didn't land. The Sigma male knows that disrespect isn't something to react to, it's something to use. While others get caught up in emotional battles, he's collecting valuable intel and playing the long game. When the tables finally turn, he doesn't just win, he leaves the other person questioning why they even started in the first place. Number two, redirecting the energy back to them. When someone throws negativity his way, a Sigma male doesn't let it stick. He's like a mirror. Whatever energy they send toward him gets reflected right back. Insults, jabs, or passive-aggressive remarks are met with calm composure that leaves the aggressor scrambling. It's not that he ignores what's happening, he simply refuses to carry the weight of someone else's bad vibes. Why should he? That energy doesn't belong to him, so he sends it back where it came from. Here's where it gets interesting. The person who dishes out the disrespect is usually looking for one thing: reaction. They want a spark, an argument, or some visible sign that they've gotten under his skin. But when they're met with nothing but unbothered confidence, it's like their plan collapses in on itself. Instead of feeling victorious, they're left wrestling with their own frustration, unsure why their tactics didn't work. By not absorbing their negativity, the Sigma male forces them to confront the hollowness of their behavior. It's as if they're standing in front of a brick wall throwing punches, only to realize they're hurting themselves more than anyone else. His unshakable demeanor silently communicates, "Your actions say more about you than they ever will about me." This approach isn't passive, it's powerfully strategic. By refusing to engage, he flips the entire interaction on its head. The aggressor ends up wasting their energy while he conserves his, staying focused on what actually matters. And the best part? He doesn't even have to lift a finger. They walk away frustrated and he walks away with his peace intact. A win-win for him and a bitter lesson for them. Number three, making the disrespectful person invisible. To a Sigma male, some battles aren't worth fighting, and the ultimate power move is to make the disrespectful person invisible. No comebacks, no counter-arguments, not even a glance in their direction. By refusing to acknowledge their existence, he sends a message louder than any words could. You don't even register on my radar. Disrespect thrives on attention. It's a cry for validation disguised as an insult, an attempt to force a reaction and establish control. But when a Sigma male responds with absolute indifference, it's like pulling the rug out from under them. They're left hanging, grasping for the confrontation that never comes. The silence is deafening, and the absence of a response makes them feel smaller than ever. Here's the brilliance of this strategy. It doesn't drain his energy. Ignoring someone isn't weakness. It's the deliberate choice to protect his time, peace, and focus. Why waste mental real estate on someone whose sole goal is to provoke? By erasing them from his mental universe, he not only saves himself from unnecessary stress, but also ensures they don't get the satisfaction of being noticed. What makes this move even more devastating is how it flips the power dynamic. The disrespectful person is left powerless, their efforts to gain control or attention completely thwarted. They'll stew in their frustration, replaying their failed attempts in their mind, while the Sigma male moves on, unbothered and unaffected. In a world obsessed with reaction, his ability to make them irrelevant is the ultimate act of dominance. Nothing stings more than realizing you don't even matter enough to be acknowledged. Number 4, outsmarting them with subtle power plays. A Sigma male knows that open conflict is a waste of time and energy. Why stoop to someone's level when you can outmaneuver them with finesse? When faced with disrespect, he doesn't get caught up in petty arguments or obvious retaliation. Instead, he turns to subtle power plays that hit harder than any verbal sparring ever could. One of his favorite moves? Excelling in the very areas where the offender struggles. If someone mocks his ambition, he doesn't argue back. He doubles down on his grind and achieves something they can't even dream of. His success becomes the loudest clapback, leaving them to simmer in their own inadequacies. And here's the kicker, he doesn't even rub it in. His achievements speak for themselves, making their earlier disrespect look laughable in hindsight. Another brilliant strategy is demonstrating a level of generosity or emotional maturity they can't match. When someone lashes out, he might respond with unexpected kindness. Not because he's a pushover, but because he knows it highlights their pettiness. It's a quiet flex that leaves them looking small while he rises above. It's not about appeasing them, it's about showing he's operating on a higher plane, one they can't reach. The beauty of these moves lies in their subtlety. He never has to explicitly call someone out or lower himself to their level. Instead, he lets his actions draw the lines, making it clear who holds the real power. The offender is left feeling outclassed, outmaneuvered, and often completely irrelevant. A Sigma male doesn't fight battles with words. He wins wars with actions so quiet they echo louder than any confrontation ever could. Number 5, turning disrespect into a growth opportunity. A Sigma male has the rare ability to turn even disrespect into something valuable. When someone tries to put him down, he doesn't spiral into anger or defensiveness. Instead, he pauses and asks himself a powerful question. Is there any truth in this? If there's even a shred of validity in the criticism, he treats it like a spotlight on areas he can improve. It's not about letting someone's insult define him. It's about using it as a tool to sharpen himself further. This mindset is what sets him apart. While most people let disrespect sting or spiral into ego wars, a Sigma male sees it as raw material for growth. If someone criticizes his communication skills, he doesn't stew over it or fire back. Instead, he looks inward and assesses whether he could indeed articulate himself better. If he finds room for improvement, he takes action. In doing so, he's effectively taking their negativity and alchemizing it into something powerful, his progress. But let's be real. Not every insult holds truth. Most of the time, disrespect stems from someone's jealousy or insecurities. When that's the case, he dismisses it entirely, refusing to carry baggage that doesn't belong to him. But even in dismissing it, he grows stronger because he's learned to separate constructive criticism from baseless hate. This ability to turn hate into progress isn't just smart, it's devastatingly effective. Nothing confuses and frustrates an enemy more than seeing their attempt to tear someone down turn into the very reason they're now thriving. For a Sigma male, every jab is either a lesson or irrelevant noise. Either way, he wins, because disrespect never defines him, it refines him. Number 6, dealing in outcomes, not emotions. A Sigma male doesn't waste energy getting tangled up in the drama of disrespect. He's not the type to stew over how unfair it was or let emotions cloud his judgment. Instead, he's all about results. When faced with disrespect, his first thought isn't why me, it's what can I do with this? By shifting his focus from emotions to outcomes, he takes control of the situation and ensures it works in his favor. This approach is rooted in pragmatism. If someone disrespects him in public, he doesn't lash out or sink to their level. Instead, he might use the moment to showcase his poise and self-control, subtly earning the respect of everyone watching. If it's in a professional setting, he calculates how to turn their behavior into leverage. Whether it's exposing their unprofessionalism or outshining them through results that can't be ignored. The key here is detachment. A Sigma male isn't emotionally invested in the opinions of those who disrespect him. He views the situation like a chessboard. Each insult or slight is just another move to consider. What matters isn't the move itself, but the strategy it unlocks for him to win the game. He remains calm, composed, and focused on the long-term advantage. By zeroing in on outcomes rather than emotions, he sidesteps the traps most people fall into: overreacting, escalating conflicts, or losing sight of what really matters. In the end, the disrespectful person is left feeling outplayed, while the Sigma male walks away with his dignity, his focus, and often the upper hand. For him, it's never about the sting of the insult. It's about the opportunity to turn the situation into yet another quiet victory. Number 7. Reframing disrespect as a compliment. To a Sigma male, disrespect isn't an insult. It's validation in disguise. He knows that when someone goes out of their way to tear him down, it's rarely about him and almost always about what he represents. Envy, insecurity, and feelings of inadequacy often bubble over in the form of disrespect, and instead of taking it personally, he reframes it as a backhanded compliment. After all, people don't throw stones at what doesn't catch their attention. When someone takes a jab at his confidence or accomplishments, a Sigma male doesn't get offended. In fact, it amuses him because it's a clear signal he's doing something right. People don't target mediocrity. They target those who make them feel small in comparison. Their negativity is just confirmation that he's walking a path they wish they could. While others might crumble under the weight of criticism, the Sigma male silently thinks, "Thanks for noticing." This reframing isn't arrogance, it's clarity. A Sigma male understands that respect and disrespect are two sides of the same coin, often born from the same place, an acknowledgement of his impact. If someone didn't care or feel threatened, they wouldn't waste their time trying to bring him down. Instead of letting their words or actions bother him, he flips the script and uses it as fuel to keep pushing forward. It's a win-win situation. Their attempts to derail him only strengthen his resolve, and their disrespect becomes a reminder of his influence. For the Sigma male, every sneer, every snide remark, and every underhanded comment serves as a subtle nod to his greatness. Let them hate. It just means he's on the right track. Number 8, making the offender irrelevant. A Sigma male doesn't waste his time wrestling for dominance with people who thrive on drama. Instead, he takes the ultimate power move. He makes the offender irrelevant. No arguments, no over-the-top responses, just a clean and simple mental eviction. To him, disrespect only carries weight if the person delivering it has value in his world, and most of the time they don't. When someone tries to provoke him, he doesn't rise to the bait. Why bother? Engaging with their antics would mean acknowledging their significance, and that's a privilege he refuses to grant. Instead, he silently but effectively banishes them from his mental space, like closing a browser tab that's slowing down his system. It's not about being passive or avoiding confrontation. It's about conserving energy for things that truly matter. Here's the thing about disrespect. It feeds on attention. The moment you care, you've handed over control. A Sigma male understands this better than anyone, so he lets the disrespect wither in the vacuum of his indifference. To him, the offender isn't an opponent or a rival. They're just noise in the background, barely worth noticing. And that's the beauty of it. Nothing infuriates a disrespectful person more than realizing they don't even register. This strategy isn't about pretending not to care. It's about genuinely not caring. By refusing to see them as a threat or even a challenge, he strips them of any power they thought they had. While they're busy trying to get under his skin, he's already moved on, too focused on his goals to waste a second on their antics. It's not just handling disrespect, it's rendering it meaningless. And when you make someone irrelevant, that's a blow far greater than any argument could ever deliver. Number 9, mastering the long game. A Sigma male understands that the heat of the moment is fleeting, But the long game is where true power lies. While others rush to react impulsively to disrespect, he takes a step back, coolly observing the bigger picture. In his mind, disrespect is often a sign of someone's own insecurity or frustration, and he knows it will eventually catch up with them. Rather than feeding into the drama or lowering himself to their level, he remains calm, composed, and focused on the bigger picture, knowing that time will reveal everything. Respect isn't something that can be forced. It's earned. A Sigma male doesn't need to prove his worth in the moment. He knows that his actions will speak louder than any quick, impulsive response. Those who disrespect him are often digging their own graves, burning bridges with their poor behavior. He waits, knowing that in the long run their actions will unravel them. This ability to delay gratification and let karma take its course is one of the Sigma male's most powerful traits. When someone disrespects him, he doesn't retaliate out of frustration or desire for immediate justice. Instead, he trusts that the universe has a way of balancing the scales. Over time, those who act with arrogance and disrespect will find themselves facing the consequences of their actions. And when that happens, the Sigma male is often standing tall, untouched, watching as the tables turn in his favor. It's not about rushing to victory. It's about knowing that victory is inevitable when you play the long game. While others are caught up in petty conflicts and momentary victories, the Sigma male keeps his eyes on the horizon, confident that those who disrespect him will only reveal their true character over time. The final, quiet victory is always his. Number 10, projecting unshakable confidence. Disrespect often boils down to a test of dominance, a subtle challenge to see if someone will crumble under pressure. But for a Sigma male, this is a test he passes effortlessly. His secret? Unshakable confidence. Unlike most people who feel the need to react or prove their worth when disrespected, he simply stands firm in who he is. His self-assurance doesn't need validation from others because it's already rooted deep within. When someone tries to provoke him, they're essentially trying to drag him into a game he's not interested in playing. But his indifference to their efforts is what makes his confidence so potent. A Sigma male doesn't need to shout about his value. It's in the way he carries himself, in the quiet strength that radiates from him. His self-worth isn't up for debate or negotiation. It's a given. So when someone tries to disrespect him, they don't get the reaction they're hoping for. Instead, they're left looking pathetic, trying to stir a reaction from someone who's so secure in himself that their attempts barely even register. It's like trying to provoke a rock with a stick. The rock simply doesn't move. What makes this unshakable confidence so powerful is its subtlety. It doesn't scream for attention or approval. It's simply there, undeniable and unwavering. And this, more than anything, makes the disrespectful person's actions seem weak and insignificant. When the Sigma male responds to disrespect with complete composure and silent assurance, he not only diffuses the situation, but also asserts his dominance without lifting a finger. The offender is left with nothing but their own frustration, while the Sigma male stands tall, unaffected, and in control. In the end, handling disrespect is an art form that the Sigma male has perfected with grace and wisdom. While the world often reacts in bursts of emotion seeking quick retribution or validation, the Sigma male rises above, using each instance of disrespect as a chance to demonstrate his unshakable strength, wisdom, and strategic mind. He understands that true power isn't in responding to every jab or insult, but in controlling the narrative, keeping his focus on what truly matters, and letting time reveal the truth. Through projection of confidence, mastering the long game, and reframing negativity, he turns what could be a setback into yet another quiet victory. The Sigma male doesn't need to fight for respect. He earns it effortlessly, making his presence undeniable, his silence more powerful than words, and his every move a masterstroke of dominance. In a world where everyone's vying for attention, the Sigma male remains unbothered, turning every act of disrespect into an opportunity to showcase his greatness. And as the world scrambles for recognition, he quietly continues to rise above it all, watching with a knowing smile as the tables inevitably turn in his favor. If you've found yourself captivated by the way the Sigma male handles disrespect with such effortless mastery, then you're going to want more of this. Don't miss out on the insights, strategies, and wisdom we dive into on this channel. If you want to unlock even more powerful ways to navigate life like a true Sigma, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This isn't just about surviving. It's about thriving, mastering the game, and becoming the person everyone respects without saying a word. Join the movement. Bye for now and see you in the next video.